Hi there, I am looking at the UDL guidelines, and for this project, I chose to look at 8.3 and 8.4. So we're first going to look at 8.3, which is to foster collaboration and community. And the things that go along with that are, how does this help learners meet the goal? How does this accountability for the variability of all learners, and are learners working and communicating with each other? So some ideas that were posted on here are different types of things like Skype. We have Skype. We have Glogster, which is a really cool interactive poster that students can go and look at, and ePals, which is a different place where students can talk from other people from 200 countries. So that was super cool in my eyes. And they were all these great things, but I had to think of something different, So I started looking around and I found something called Today's Meet, and it is an online forum, chat room, whatever you would like to call it, that allows for teachers to go through and pick what they want for their students to go in and talk about, and they can pick how long they would like for it to stay open. It could be for 1 week, it could be for a month. It all really kind of just depends. And the nice thing is you can create a free account, but if you go to the Teachers Meet tools to have an actual chat room that goes through with all of these things included, it is either $5 monthly, which isn't horrible, or yearly, which is $57. And you never know, you might be able to get your school to help pay for this if you really kind of sell it to them. It really is what seems like a great tool. I went on and did some reviews of it, and I went on to Common Sense Education to see what they said about todaysmeet.com. And they gave it, on Common Sense website, they gave it 3 stars, but from teacher reviews, they gave it 4. And they mentioned that this is a great tool for grades 8 through 12, which I agreed with because this is a higher ed learning tool. You probably could find ways to make it work for like 5th and 6th grade, possibly 4th grade as well, if you really kind of played around with it and made it work. They gave some different videos and different feedbacks on it and different things that the website does. Some cons that they posted are that it can be hard for ELL students to really kind of figure out how different type of slang language is used in that context, because that's something that they're not quite used to yet. So that would be something that teachers would really have to clarify what type of language they need to be using in the chat room, proper grammar, things like that, to really help if they do have an ELL student, because things online can be hard to read and judge. Some pros is it is very secure. Teachers get to pick and choose what the students see and talk about. And it is an easy way to really communicate in depth about different topics. So when I looked at it and I thought about how I could be using this in a K through 12 classroom, I thought it'd be a great way to discuss current events, especially with like social studies, government classes, econ classes. And then you could even create ways you can join other chat rooms for other classrooms. So you could find ways to talk with other students and create pen pals that way within a safe community. And it's the more modern way, I guess you could say, instead of writing a letter. And then I also said you could even open your very own chat room for just your students to join, and you can discuss different things with curriculum that you're working on. So it could be math, it could be English, reading, social studies, an art class. You could do really anything with that. And it's a great way, as what the website says down here, to be yourself, moderate content, keep it private, and have all these different things that are creating safe internet at the students' fingertips. And for UDL, the reason I chose this because it is a great way that really is making students work together and giving everyone a voice. And it's helping to create new ideas and really get students involved and empowered with their learning. And the website for that, again, is todaysmeet.com. So if you're interested in that, go and check it on out. And then when I went to start looking at 8.4, I had that, and it says to increase mastery-oriented feedback. And the key considerations for that are How does this help learners meet the goal? How does this account for all variability of all learners? And is the feedback focused on increasing learners' efforts? So with this, they didn't really offer websites that students can go in and join, but it offered a lot of different articles to read and things about Carol Dweck and different research-based strategy findings. So I could have just posted something about that, but I want to take it a step further, and I chose to pick something that I have used with my fourth graders at Fruitport with my teacher, and they were obsessed with it, and I became obsessed with it. So I went, oh, this is a perfect thing to use, and it is called Prodigy. This is a phenomenal classroom. That's actually my account that I have logged up that I have not done anything with yet. But it is a website. If I go to the website right now, it is Prodigy.com. And what this is it is a website that really teaches students different things with math. So it can be used through grades 1 through 8 is what they suggest to use it for. Again, if you have students who are in higher grades and they're struggling with math, you could even have them working on previous grade levels to see those things. And with that, what it is it is completely free. You go in, and when you get logged into the website, once it gets loaded for me, you go into the website, and then you can log in, and students can play this from home. You can do this in the classroom, is what we did. If students wanted to play it at home, they had to write down their password and everything else in the game code and all of that. But when you log into it, this is what it looks like. This is what the students see, and they have to type in their username and their password. And once they get logged in, it takes them to a virtual reality world where they are getting a lot of one-on-one practice with the current math skills that they're working on, or even things that are above their grade level that they're currently at right now. It's really open to letting them pretty much play around and do what they want. But the great thing is that teachers can go on and create a website, and they can play as well with their students. So they can go on and talk with their students and give them feedback on what they are struggling with or what they're doing great with. And then the game is also giving them feedback. So the point of the game is that it's almost like Sims in a way. Like you're doing all these things and you're creating a house for your little action figures like these right here. And you get to live in this virtual reality world, which is pretty neat, and it's school friendly. So there's nothing bad that they will be able to see. I went and did up some reviews on it. So I went to edgesurge.com, and they did reviews on Prodigy. And they said, which I found interesting, is that you can play this from home. The school membership is free, but if you want to purchase it, it is between $8.95 a month or $59.88 per year. But most of our students just play it for free and they use the teacher code. But if you do pay for it, you do get a lot of extra things. With that, pretty much all of the reviews were a 4.5 out of 5. Some pros are that teachers can play against students and give feedback, like what I mentioned. And the cons, the really only cons that they listed are that it's super addicting. And I can agree with that. My kids would constantly want 5 minutes on Prodigy or a Prodigy day if they got all their work done. For K through 12, I thought this would be great you can go through and pick when you log into your classroom. You can go in and pick either the different types of math you want to do. So if you go into there, and I go in and you can go in and pick the different type of math you want to be working on. So for my website, I chose that I want to be working on the math for Michigan, and there's all these different stages you can do. You can do Common Core and everything else. Teachers can go in and add their students. They can play it with their students. They can do a placement test to see where each student should be put at. So that really kind of helps them, so they're not going above and beyond what they should be doing. I can create a classroom so I can add anyone I would like. And then the cool thing is that I can go into reports, which is not only great for me, but great for my students. So they're getting feedback on how well they are updating, and they can see really what's going on with all of that. And I thought that'd be great with the UDL guidelines. So that is all I have to say about that. If you have any more questions, I guess, let me know.